Welcome to this week's episode of Insert Name, where we bring you the latest in financial news and analysis. This week, we're looking at the sudden collapse of two major banking institutions, Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, and hearing from federal and congressional officials about what needs to be done to increase consumers' confidence in the banking industry. Joining us from Capitol Hill in Washington to discuss this issue are Representative Patrick McHenry, a North Carolina Republican and chair of the House Financial Services Committee, Senator Tim Scott, a South Carolina Republican and ranking member of the Senate Banking Committee, Senator Sherrod Brown, an Ohio Democrat and chair of the Senate Banking Committee, and Representative Maxine Waters, a California Democrat and former chair of the House Financial Services Committee. To get the facts straight, these committees have announced back-to-back hearings next week to examine the regulatory lapses that missed signs the banks were in trouble. Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation Chairman Martin Grunberg, Federal Reserve Vice Chair for Supervision Michael Barr, and Treasury Undersecretary for Domestic Finance Nellie Liang are scheduled to testify at both hearings. The recent collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank has sent shockwaves throughout the banking industry, raising questions about the safety of their customers' deposits. Rep. McHenry hopes the hearings next week will bring clarity to the situation and a greater sense of assurance to the market. Even though he stopped short of calling for legislation to prevent future collapse, he still believes the Congress has a very important role in reviewing how the banks failed. Similarly, Senator Scott said writing new laws should take a back seat at the hearings and focus instead on investigating what happened. He noted that regulators already had the authority they needed to safeguard the banking system, but failed to do so. He also pointed out that bank executives had a responsibility to adjust their strategies amidst the Fed's aggressive interest rate hikes. Meanwhile, Rep. Waters is looking carefully at the high percentage of uninsured deposits before Silicon Valley Bank collapsed. She believes the quick responses of the FDIC, Treasury, and the President show that the Biden administration is taking this matter seriously and can solve serious problems, should they work together. Ultimately, our policymakers and regulators must work together to ensure American customers can trust that their deposits are safe in their banks. Moving forward, we must prevent any foreseeable financial disasters from happening in the future and ensure that any regulatory lapses or corporate misconducts do not go unpunished. We'll continue to track the developments from the hearings next week and bring you the latest on this issue. Until then, stay informed and stay safe.